went to summer games, and I brought home the hardware. Division I gold medal for the province of Nova Scotia in golf. So that makes me the best Special Olympics golfer in the province of Nova Scotia. Let me show you the tools I used to pull it off. So first, we'll quickly go over what's the same since the last what's in the bag, and then we'll go more into detail on the big changes. So the first thing that's the same is my Cobra F9 speed back set to 7.5 degrees with the Project X Even Flow 6.0 stiff 65 gram shaft. And I also keep the red weight in the forward position and the black weight in the rear position. Next we have my Cobra Rad Speed 3 wood set to the standard 14.5 degrees. And this 3 wood has the Motori X F3 6S by Fujikura Golf. The next thing that's the same are my Mizuno T20 wedges in 50, 54, and 58 degrees of loft. We got a 7-degree bounce on the 50, an 8-degree bounce on the 54, and an 8-degree on the 58. All three of my wedges have the True Temper Dynamic Gold S400 Tour issue shafts in them. And the last clubs that haven't changed since the last what's in the bag are my Callaway Bobby Jones S2H2 blades. I finally got to get these out in competition to see how I would do with pure blades, and I won a gold medal. And it's just cool to have these because I'm a huge Bobby Jones fan. So to win gold with clubs with his name on it is a huge honor. And I use the 3 to the 9 iron in my gold medal winning setup. And all my irons have the True Temper Dynamic stiff shafts in them. And the shoes I've been using for a good while now are the Adidas Golf Boas. I love these. You just slip them on, press that in, turn the knob, and they lace right up. Yeah, it's as close as you're gonna get to the Back to the Future self-lacing Nikes in terms of convenience. You just slip them on, lock them in, and go. And lastly, we have our Sure Shot IPS 5000 pin lock rangefinder. And you can switch the slope on and off. Right now, slope is off because I was playing in provincials. But now that we're just playing casually again, we can go ahead and put the slope on. So see that? Red equals dead if you're in a tournament. If the slope's on and you get caught, you'll be disqualified. So always make sure you buy a rangefinder where you can turn slope on and off if you're gonna play competitively. All right, now that we got all the stuff that's the same out of the way, let's get into the major changes. So the first major change in my setup was switching from the Titleist Velocity to the Titleist Pro V1. And here's the one I actually used on the final hole to win the tournament. So I'm not gonna ever clean this ball off. It's a keepsake. And the reasons I switched to the Pro V1 over my Velocities is because not only was I getting more distance, but more importantly, more carry distance. And you can't beat the feel of a well-struck shot with a Pro V1. There's not many golf balls out there that can beat the feel of a Pro V1. The next big change is my Ultra Smooth by Wilson Golf double-sided bullseye style putter. Basically, I went with this thing because my 34-inch Scotty just wasn't putting good. I was missing little knee knockers. And when I switched to this 35-inch over a 34, I just felt like I was making a better putting stroke, plain and simple. I wanted to extend my Scotty Cameron before provincials, but then I decided I'm putting really good with this. So I'm just gonna roll with it until provincials, and that decision to not change putters at the last minute paid off. So now I have all the time in the world to extend my Scotty and see if it can hold a candle to this. If not, it'll just stay right where it is and pull double duty, because this was supposed to be a cheap but effective putter for my vintage set.
Oh baby, yeah baby!
And the last major addition to my setup is my Hanema Berez 4-star 19-degree hybrid. So the quick rundown of Hanema Berez is these are super high quality and super blinged out Japanese golf clubs. Everything about this is handmade. They use the most high quality materials to actually make the club itself for ultimate feel and playability. And then they're like, why not? We'll throw some gold into the mix too. And see these stars on the side? Starts at 2, goes to 5. So the more stars, more bling. So the reason I put Goldfinger in the bag, yes, that's her name, is because this hybrid is 19 degrees and so is this 2-iron. And I want to be able to switch between the two depending on conditions. Like if I'm playing a tighter golf course or a shorter golf course, or on a really extremely windy day, like that day at Cabot Cliffs where I really should have had this thing, but I didn't bring it because I'm trying to get used to this club, so I committed to it for the full season. That being said, the hybrid is definitely the easier club to be consistent with compared to the 2-iron. There's no doubt about that. And this club has Hanema's proprietary 47-gram stiff shaft. So for grips, I changed over to the Tour wraps versus the Z cords, basically because supply and demand. I could not find enough Z cords to re-grip my whole set, and I can't even find anything like it, like the new Z Aligns that have been out for a while, that are basically the Z cord grips but with the Align technology. And I've wanted to review those, but I haven't seen them since the release date in any golf shop around here. But these Tour wraps are nice grips. And they may not have the cord I like for all weather conditions, but they have that nice tack to them, so you're not just gonna slip off these grips. And I mean, I used them to play Cabot Links in the rain, so they held up. I wasn't slipping off the club, so good alternative if I can't find the Z cords. And I think I'm actually slowly coming around to these grips. Might keep rolling with them as long as they're more available. And lastly, I switched over from my Callaway gloves to these FootJoy ones. Even found some Open Championship 150 ones. So that's pretty cool. I got one for play and one as a collector's item. Yeah, not only do I find these last a bit longer than my Callaway ones, but they're the first men's medium that fits me. Usually I have to get a cadet, and the specialty sizes always sell out, so it's nice just to have a straight medium that fits me, well, like a glove. And here's what the standard version of those FootJoy gloves look like. And that does it for my 2022 gold medal winning setup. New Scott out.